Hello and welcome to the online tutorial for FCS241 Foundations of FCS. My name is Amanda Melcher and I will be guiding you through the library resources that will help you successfully complete your FCS 241 assignments. The goals of this tutorial are: 1. You will learn how to search for a peer-reviewed article published within the last 5 years. And 2, you will understand how to identify the components of a peer-reviewed article. All resources that we will discuss today are available through our discovery system, searchable in the center search box. This is the library's web page. You can find it through Google by just searching Carmichael Library, University of Montevallo, or going to www.libguides.montevallo.edu. We have a chat and email feature on this page just in case you have trouble finding or accessing resources. This is our chat box. If we're online, there's someone waiting there to help you. If we are offline, you can click this link and you will be able to submit an email question to us. All of the databases that we're going to be looking at today, plus many more, are available by clicking on the database tab under the search box. And you can also limit by subject. Alright, I'm going to go back. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and go to our FCS 241 research guide. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on the Research Guide tab, and then you're going to locate Family and Consumer Sciences in the subjects toward the top here. We're going to click that, and then we're going to find this course, which is FCS 241 Foundations of FCS. We're going to click that. Okay, so before we dig in, it's important to note that the two assignments that I will outline today are related, and the journal articles that you use for your article summary assignment can also be used for your research proposal assignment. So the first thing we're going to kind of talk about here is what exactly that is. So a scholarly research article is one that is published in a scholarly journal and contains original research. It's also called academic, peer-reviewed, or referee journals. So those are three different names for the same thing. Several features of popular magazines and scholarly journals make it relatively easy to distinguish one from the other. Scholarly journals typically have little to no advertising or glossy pictures. They have lots of text. They have long articles. They have graphs sometimes, and they typically have a reference list at the end. You can find scholarly research articles in the library databases, a couple of which are listed on this guide. For your research article summary assignment, you need to locate two peer-reviewed research articles and provide a summary and analysis of these articles. They must be published within the last 5 years. They must be peer-reviewed research, and they must be in the field of family and consumer sciences. So choose a topic that relates to FCS and interests you. So the first database we're going to look at to begin our search for an article is going to be Academic OneFile. This is a multidisciplinary database that has lots of content on a wide range of topics, as you can see here. I'm going to do a sample search of food insecurity. So once we're here, there are a few things we can do to kind of help narrow our results to make sure that we're getting only what we need. So as you can see, this search result there are 7,112 results. So that's a lot of results, and we don't know if they all fit our criteria, so we're going to go ahead and come over to this area that says filter your results. Okay, so we know that Dr. Kincaid wants us to have a publication date that is 5 years or newer. So we're going to go to 5 years ago from today would be 2016, and we're in October, and so we're just going to do today's date 5 years ago to today. Okay, so that makes sure that we are only looking at the results that are 5 years or newer. So we're going to go ahead and apply that. Okay, if you'll notice here, that took us down to over 3,000 results from over 7,000. A couple of other things we can do. If you know specifically what topic you're looking for, you can actually look at your subject. So maybe you're looking for food insecurity specifically related to child health. Then you can select that, and it narrows your search even further. We also know that we have to have peer-reviewed journal articles. So we can select this filter here and take out anything that's not a peer-reviewed journal. So that took us down a little bit more. So now we can begin to kind of look and see what our articles are about. So from this page you can see the title. We can click in. We can see the authors on the previous page and this page. We can see the journal that it comes from, the volume and issue numbers, the links, and then we can also see the content of the journal. So one important thing to pay attention to is your abstract. So when a author writes an article, they will typically, for a peer-reviewed article, write an abstract, and essentially what that is it's exactly what the article is about. So they tell you what their topic is, how they looked at it, and what they found. So they tell everything here. So by looking at the abstract, you can tell, is this a research article? Is it about my topic? How did they come about to find their results? Does this work for me? So if you decide it does look good, you can then kind of dig into the content of the article. So you're first going to see your introduction. You're going to see materials and methods. Come on down a bit, you see some results and a discussion, conclusion, and there's your references. So the reason I point these out is because these are the sections that you will need to write for your own research proposal later. So you can kind of, as you're doing this assignment, you can see how these sections are laid out, and that can help guide you in writing your own research proposal. Alright, we're going to come on back up to the top. A few other things that are really helpful, the citation feature. So if you click this, you can actually look at the APA citation. I will caution you to double check the contents of this. I've seen some errors in spelling and capitalization, so you want to make sure that what they've got here is correct. So this is more of a guide. You can send this article to an email, to your Google Drive, to OneDrive, just to make sure you have it. You can download it and save it. You can print it. The one thing I'll caution you against is don't use the address bar that's in your browser. Don't use the address that's there, because that will not get you back to this page. If you want to send yourself a link, use this get link feature, and that is what's called a permalink, and that will make sure you're able to get back to this article. So now we're going to go back to our guide, and we're going to look at another database called Academic Search Premier, and we're going to use our same search. For Academic Search Premier and any other EBSCO databases, you actually can limit or filter your results on the left hand side. So we know we want scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles. We know we need to have a publication date of 5 years or newer, so we're going to scoot this over to 2016, and now we're looking at the results of our search and our filters. And here are our filters, in case you forget what you've selected or want to remove a selection. There are more down here. So there's a subject tab with some sample subjects related to this topic. There's a geography tab. So if you wanted to only select food insecurity as it relates to people in the United States, you could select that. So now we're going to start to look at a journal article. So let's select the first one. So similar to the other one that we looked at, Academic OneFile, you also here have an abstract. So it tells you what's the purpose of the study. You know, in your abstract it kind of lays out what this is about, what they're looking at, what data they used, and what they found. Okay, a little further down you can kind of go ahead and see the rest of the article, and this even will kind of let you know you can click to look at your methods, your results, and this just kind of takes you to that place in the journal article. So we're just going to kind of scroll a little bit. We see our method section. We see results. There's a graph like we mentioned earlier. These are topics related to the research. There's a discussion section. They mention some of their limitations to their study, and then they mention some of the implications. And then of course we've got their references, so you can see what did they look at to write their literature review, to gather information, and put their article together. So within EBSCO it looks a little bit different here, but you've got the same features. So you can still cite, that's the button there, and you've got your APA. You can email the article to yourself. You can get the permalink, etc.